Okay, I am back with part 2 of my Qcon Pro G2 with the addition of the extender. I'm going to go through and show how this hooks up and how everything works with Reaper, and yeah! Okay, I set this up with the main unit on the left and the extender on the right. I originally had the extender on this side so that all 16 channels ran together, and then my controls were over on the far right. I played around with that for a while, but I ended up switching it like this, putting the extender to the right, because I really enjoyed having the controls right in the middle. I think it would have been okay the other way for me too, because I did, for the little bit of time that I did have it set up that way, I actually was getting used to it. But when I really sat down and started into a mix and messing with stuff, I just really liked having everything right here. Now the second thing, in my first video I mentioned using the Mackie Control Universal, the MCU, and then the klinke version. Well, I could not use the klinke version on both of these. It would only work on the main, and then the extender would just mirror whatever the main was doing. So I had 8 channels here, and then I had the exact same 8 channels over here. I did some research, and you are able to, I guess, take the klinke file and rename it and put it in the same part on your computer, in the same folder, and then you can put one to the main and then put the renamed file to run the extender. And I guess that works. I have not tried it, so I can't say if it does or not. But I ended up going back to the Mackie Control Universal, and honestly, I like it better. I don't have control of my effects and stuff like that, the EQ and the effects, but I never used it here anyway. I couldn't get used to working it off of the board. I really enjoyed having it on the monitors up top, just pulling up the VST and actually working with it up there. I never could get used to doing it down here on these screens. So losing that is no big deal to me whatsoever. But everything works now. The metronome works. You have to have this in the second layer, and the metronome will kick on and kick off, and that works great. All of your transport controls, everything still works. When you flip, you can see both sides. You know, I've got everything working now. I've got full 16 channels. And then my markers work now. I can hit the marker button instead of, before I had to hit the M on my computer keyboard for the marker to set. Now I can actually hit the marker button here and it sets, and then I have my recalls here for the recall the marker 1 through 8, and then obviously the user defined, like in the last video. I have these set up now. I have more hooked to this now, so everything works, and it works really well. Okay, what I'm doing here with the extender, and this will kind of show you, you go down to same as before, go to preferences, and then that pops up the screen that shows that I have the Mackie Control, and then I have the Mackie Control extender. There's the control, there's the extender. Now when you click on this, it pops up where you run your input and output to, and this shows the Pro G2, which is my main unit, And that's what I have on the left. So since I have that as my first unit, the surface offset here says 0. Keep that at 0. If you put it to 8, then it'll be, or even 1 or 2. I'm not sure how that works. But as long as it's on 0, that says that this is the main, your first section is your main 1 through 8. And then down here where it says map F1 through F8 to go to markers, click that. Otherwise your marker buttons won't work for to go to the markers. If you don't click that, then you can set markers, but you can't go back to them. Those buttons won't work. So that shows how that is. And then on the extender, here's where you put in, you can see the EX1, it just puts in the extender there. And then the surface offset, you put 8. That way the extender will now run tracks 9 through 16. If I were to put that at 0, then it would be like what I had with the klinke. I would be mirroring just what the first one did. So now if I ever decide to go and switch these back to where I put the extender on the left side, like I had it, then I would have to put this number to 0 so that it would know that my 1 through 8 goes on the extender, and then I'd have to come back to here and click 8, put 8 in here so that it knows that the main control, the G2, would then be from 9 to 16. So that's basically all there is for the setup. And like I said, it works great. I really enjoy it. And I guess if there's any questions, hit me up and I'll do my best to answer. Other than that, good luck. See ya!